Hey babes, it's Jenny Procopi from chronicbabe.com, and you're with us for another AWAP Wednesday. If you haven't been with us before, AWAP stands for As Well As Possible. Actually, I think it's As Well As Possible. And in all things Chronic Babe, that's what I wish for you, to have the best day, the best experience you can in spite of chronic illness. So a big part of AWAP Wednesday is answering readers' questions. So each week I try to answer their questions, and this week is no different. I have a very simple question today, and I have a very simple answer. The question from a reader came in, and she very simply asked, how do you keep from feeling jealous about people who are more successful than you, especially when you've been held back because of chronic illness? This is a fantastic question because I think that we all experience it, and I also think a lot of people who don't have chronic illness experience it too. You know, when I started training as a journalist, a couple years ago, I thought that I would be an international investigative reporter, and I would travel the world, and I would live in the jungles, and I would have a backpack, and that's it. And that's just not going to work for me anymore. I mean, I can still travel the world, but I need a hotel with air conditioning. So it's sometimes hard. I see friends who are doing what I wanted to do, and yeah, sometimes you feel a little bit jealous because it would be nice to be doing what they're doing. But here's the thing, jealousy eats away at our relationships. When you're jealous of someone, when you feel crappy because you feel like you're not as good as them or they're doing more than you, it is a real challenge to relationships, whether that's a very personal relationship or if it's a stranger online whose work you're admiring. It's detrimental to you. It's detrimental to your sense of self-esteem. So I told you it's a simple question. My answer is pretty simple. It's twofold. The first thing I want to tell you is you never know what's happening with somebody else. You just never know what's happening in their life. You never know. They might have a secret chronic illness they haven't told you about. They might have unhappiness in all these other areas. If you're admiring someone online especially, you're only seeing a little snippet of their life, You only get to see a couple snapshots of Kim Kardashian every day. You don't know all the other stuff that goes on in her life, although she kind of wants us to. But, you never know what's going on in someone's life outside of what you see. So it's not healthy to make assumptions about how awesome and kick-ass their life is if you're working with a tiny, tiny, itty-bitty bit of information. It's just not. That's not real. Okay, so keeping in mind that we know that if we are admiring someone and feeling jealous of them, that we may only be seeing a snapshot of their life. We may not understand all the bad things they go through or all the sacrifices they've made to get to where they are. So keeping all that in mind, I want to introduce you to this Buddhist concept called mudita. And mudita is not strictly Buddhist. It's something that lots of cultures practice. But for me particularly, I like to think about it this way. It's about finding joy in the joy of others. So the key here is quite simple. It's anytime you start to feel jealousy or envy, or maybe you're just feeling pissed or frustrated, look at their situation and think about what joy you can find in their happiness. So let's take for example, I have a friend who's traveling through Europe right now, and she's loving it. She's so excited about it, and I gotta tell you, I'm a little envious because I would love to go to some of the places that she's going. I would love to experience that, and I'm just not able to right now. So I've tried really hard to not feel jealous of her, even though I kind of wish that I could be her every once in a while. What I focus on instead is being really happy for her. And I look at the pictures that she's posting and I read the messages she's sending, and I am so happy for her. And what I try to do is I get quiet. I sit quietly on the couch or I lie down in bed, and I just think about how happy she must be and how fun it is for her and how she's she's able to do something she's been planning for quite a long time. And that actually brings me a lot of joy, and it diffuses any of the envy feelings that I'm have, which is great. Because when you diffuse those negative feelings, envy, jealousy, frustration, anger, when you take their power away, you get back all this energy for your life to create the things that you want. So if I were sitting around all day feeling jealous of this friend of mine and all her amazing travels, that's a lot of time wasted on negative feelings that don't help anybody. So I try to practice mudita, and I really try to do this every single day in some way. I try to see the joy in others, and I try to tap into that a little bit for myself and feel happiness for them. It's a small thing, but it's also a big thing. It's a big relief when you're able to feel that way. So I hope this idea is helpful for you this week. I know it's a short and sweet AWAP Wednesday. I kind of like it that way. That's all I got for you this week. I really do hope it's been helpful. If you have tried this practice before, and I would love to hear about it. And if you didn't love it, if you have a hard time with it, if you think I'm cuckoo pants, that's fine. Join the conversation over at chronicbabe.com. Jump in the comments. That's where all the best information happens on the site, to be honest with you. Lots of great comments and resources and conversations from people. It's so much fun. So come on over. While we're here together, I would be remiss in not reminding you that the Chronic Babe newsletter is super rad. I send it out every week. You'll get announcements about videos like this. The big thing is that I will announce contests and giveaways, and I have a book coming out later this year. So you want to be on that list. You don't want to miss a thing. Hop on over to chronicbabe.com and you can sign up there. Did you like this video? Then please like it on Facebook and YouTube and help us spread the word. And in fact, if you would, please share it with friends and share it across your social media networks. You never know who you're helping when you share something like this, because somebody else is definitely feeling the same way that you are. So hopefully you're helping a friend today. All right, I hope that you have a fantastic week. Go out there and be AWAP. Mwah. Beep. That. While I've got.